It is generally asserted that politics is always a game of interest and nothing more. The recent defection by some members of the House of Representatives on the platform of the Labour Party to the ruling All Progressives Congress APC is lending credence to that assertion. Reacting to the development, the Labour Party said it has filed actions in court to compel the National Assembly leadership to declare the seats of the defected lawmakers vacant. According to the party, the suit also wants the salary, emolument and privileges received by the defectors from the date of their defection to be returned to the Labour Party. The House of Representatives member representing Jos South, Jos East Constituency, Akangbe Illiya, recently announced his defection to the APC, bringing the number of defected lawmakers on the party's platform to 5. Majid Jami, looking at the Constitution, Section 109, subsection 1G of the 1999 Constitution, looking at that, is the Labour Party right to make this call?
Well, also Section 68G of the 1999 Constitution as amended also gives elected representatives from the State House of Assembly up to the Red Chamber that free will to defect if, with that caveat, if there is a problem at the national party, at the national aim of affairs of the party. And in the case of Labour Party, it's not, this didn't just happen in the Labour Party, but in the Labour Party suffered more losses, more defections. You want to say that, yes, I mean, the argument of the Labour Party is that they rode on the ticket of the Labour Party, that people voted for them, their constituents voted for them on the platform because they flew the flag. They were standard bearers of the Labour Party. That was the main reason they were in the chamber. But you can see that from the arguments of Honorable Illiya, just like the four before him that defected in the reps, the argument was that there has been an intractable problem. I mean, almost unresolvable within the hierarchy of the Labour Party, both at the states and at the national level. So that it has become almost impossible for him to, to live to that expectation as a member of the party, that he doesn't even know the faction he belongs. Today, it is one court case, tomorrow is another.
But I think almost all the parties have issues. The APC have issues, PDP. So is it enough reason, or are there other reasons behind?
Well, the spokesperson of the Labour Party, who announced that they have taken some of these people to court, also said that he is not surprised that the Speaker of the House of Representatives has not taken any decision by declaring their seats vacant, because his party is a major beneficiary of these defections. That he only blames those members, including Honorable the last defector, Honorable Illiya, who has left the platform that elected him. So you see, I have not seen in the past where a particular reps or member or senator has lost his seat based on the fact that he defected. Yes.
It's only the courts.
It's only the courts that can do that. Now that the party has gone to court, I mean, we'll see
what plays out.
What plays out.
Okay. Did it come to you as a surprise, though? The movement of the Labour Party members?
Nigerian politicians.
You were expecting
it would have been a surprise if
they did not.
In 4 years, no single politician defected. Nigerian politicians, one big problem is the lack of principle, the lack of ideology. People just, if they go to this, some of them were in APC. They couldn't get tickets. Some of them were in PDP. They couldn't get tickets. I know of one of them who actually printed posters with APC. he couldn't get the ticket and moved to Labour Party, won. And then all of a sudden, he started showing, that his mind, that his heart, everything was still with, with the APC. Yes, now. So I wasn't surprised because, if like they say, morning shows the day, so it was just a matter of, time. And it's very sad that we still have, such things. But they should take cognizance of the fact that there is a decided case, decided by the Court of Appeal and upheld by the Supreme Court in the case of Johnson Abegunde, of the Labour Party, in 2015. That matter, should be a guide. Because the Court of Appeal said that when you talk about a division in a political party, it must be such division that affects the corporate, the entire political party.
Now, this movement, just like what I asked him,
yes,
most of these parties are, the APC have theirs, the PDP have the Labour. Or the crisis in the Labour Party, is it enough reason to defect, or maybe there is something else,
yes,
perhaps 2027?
Yeah, I will also refer to what, the Court of Appeal said in the case of Johnson Abegunde, that is talked about division in the state, chapter, but that, look, that will not give him, that was not enough, to allow him to escape the punishment for defection. So, when these people are talking of division, even the ones that left PDP and moved to APC, there is no division in either the PDP or the Labour Party.
Okay.
The leadership of both parties remains the same, as recognized by the Independent National Electoral Commission, not as recognized in the fantasies of those who defected.
Okay.
And they themselves cannot, if you go back to cases, they themselves cannot decide, and say, okay, maybe somebody can just say, okay, he wants to defect, and then go and gather some thugs, go to the national headquarters, and they just start exchanging blows, and they say, oh, look at, you see, this is a division. No, the Court of Appeal, will not be swayed by such. So there must be a division or a merger recognized by INEC.
Okay.
To the extent that that is enough to say that the party has lost, that the party has become rudderless, that there is no clearly defined leadership in the party. But the interesting thing is that the amendments, of the Electoral Act have actually given INEC more power to deal with, issues of crisis and all. If you see the way INEC has handled
we're still going to talk about INEC.
Leadership crisis, so you cannot just wake up and say, oh, there's a division. You must prove that division. You must also prove that it is enough. It has affected the party in such a way that, it has become rudderless. But as we speak, we know that INEC has, record of those who are in charge in the PDP and those who are in charge in the other
Some
parties.
persons have argued, they said that the members who defected, they don't have confidence in the Labour Party to deliver for them a re-election in 2027. Do you agree?
I won't agree with that. Just like Emeka said, some of them, they still have their hearts in the parties where they came from. And apart from that, most of our politicians, only very few of them are not something I would describe as political prostitutes, jumping to where they feel they see a greener pasture, where they see a more rosy. You see, because if you are being members of the main party, gives you some privileges. There are some committees in the House of Reps and the Senate that you can never be chairman of those committees if you are not in the
ruling party.
Of the ruling party. Yes, yes, like the appropriation committee, like the committee on army and stuff like that. So,
juicy committee.
Yes, basically, it's not about the interest of the people who elected them, but about their. Most of these things are self-serving. They are their own personal interests. So that's why you see politicians jumping from party A to party B today, jumping back, and I mean they will keep giving you reasons. Look at some of the appointments even the president has made. Those who said very, very terrible things about the president in the past, they are now back with him, saying beautiful things about him. So politicians are so, there are some characters that, I mean, you just look at them and, I mean, you don't know what to say. So, but on this defection, okay, anything can happen.
Anything can happen.
And I don't see the speaker declaring those seats vacant. So, but then what I would have expected, yes, especially for those defecting from the Labour Party, they ought to have done this. They call that there is a Supreme Court ruling now that affirms who is the authentic chairman, okay, of the Labour Party. So that has put paid to any division in the party. So if you had done this defection before this Supreme Court ruling, would have said yes, okay, you have a point. But now it is settled now that there is a leadership in the Labour Party, yes, recognized by the Supreme Court, rather affirmed by the Supreme Court and recognized by INEC. Okay. So there should be no reason for any defection.
So let's leave it for the courts to decide, yeah, on whether their seats will be vacant or not. So straight to our final conversation.